All sports, all plays. Yeah. All sports, all plays. All sports, all plays. 365, we're making a plays. You talking the game, get you to the days. We're high in the court, the dime in the lane. Variety, topics, living the same. All presentation, sports information. Hitting the airways, taking the nation. All sport, all plays, like working your faces. Grace at the field, so tie the laces. All sports, all plays.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of ASAP in the Morning. It's your boy Pride. I'm joined by Greg and Coach Dante. How you guys doing today?
Hey, doing good, man. Doing good.
Another day, another morning, man. Doing fine, bro. Let's get right. Don't get me started. We goddamn Portland. We know they won last night, so don't get me started on that damn organization.
I'm not going to talk about how great of an organization.
They always try to get me started, Greg. They always try to get me started on that damn organization.
I ain't going to be that much of a time today. But speaking of the NBA, that's where we're going to start. We're going to do a recap of the action that happened yesterday. So the Pistons beat the Pacers, Hornets over the Wizards. Hawks beat my Celtics. Depression. Nets handled their business against the Cavaliers. Magic over Knicks. Heat over Pelicans. Bucks they handled their business and beat the Lakers, even though it really wasn't the prettiest game ever.
Yep.
Thunder over Rockets. Wolves over Kings. Suns beat the Mavericks to win 10 in a row. And then the Portland Trailblazers, the greatest organization ever, handled business and beat the Chicago Bulls. Were there any upsets? So I see a couple, but were there any upsets that kind of, popped out at your eyes?
About looking at last night and the schedule last night.
And real quick, Freddie, I said I meant handle their business. I didn't say that they throttled them. I said the Bucks handled their business. Oh, the rest horrible? All right, you got it. Go ahead, Dante.
Right now, I can't say the Hawks is an upset because they're a playoff team, so that's not an upset.
Right.
That's not an upset. So right now, you got the Magic beating the Knicks. That's an upset. Got the Magic beating the Knicks, man. Like I say, the Magic is a rebuilding team. Right now, they're better than my Houston Rockets as of right now. I'm tired of using that excuse by we're a young team. We're losing on the same goddamn mistakes every single game. Free throws, turnovers. Free throws, turnovers, missed shots, missed layups. Nothing is going right for my Houston Rockets right now, but I can't keep using the excuse that we're a young team. We all in this league. They all NBA players. We just lose on the same damn mistakes every single ball game, and that's frustrating. But at the end of the day, I expect the Knicks to be way better. Now they lost. That's the second time this year they lost to the Magic. The second time this year they basically got beat by the Magic. So the Knicks have to be better, but that was by far the upset for me as the Magic over the New York Knicks. At New York too, that's an upset game.
Yeah, I mean that one. I ain't even gonna hold you. I don't care if it's in New York or Orlando.
Mm-hmm.
I was gonna give the Knicks, I was gonna give the Knicks the edge on that one. Like you said, I'm not really calling on the Celtics and the Hawks. I'm not going to call that an upset because the Hawks are still a playoff team. They just started off rough, they started rough. So I'm not going to,
that's not an upset.
Yeah. I'm not going to sit here and pretend like they're scrubs or anything like that. But in terms of that, I like if that Magic game, honestly, it just especially the second half, the Magic kind of started playing with this urgency because, I don't know. It almost seemed like they knew they had a chance of winning, so they kind of kicked it up. It was this weird thing that they were doing. So, Greg, is there any other game outside of Magic and Knicks, or is Magic and Knicks kind of the upset game of the day yesterday?
Magic and the Knicks was definitely the biggest upset of last night, but also not really an upset, but it's kind of like I think they still should have won. The Blazers beat the Bulls, but the way the Bulls been playing, you think they should win that game. Even though it's at Portland, I get that part, but
yeah, the Bulls should have won that
Bulls should
game.
have won that game though.
Zach LaVine missed 2 open shots in a row. One off the inbound coming off the screen, he missed that. Short, and then he missed the open shot prior to that possession. They should have won that game in regulation. I definitely agree with Greg. They should have won that game.
Yeah, they should have. Freddie said Lakers will beat the Celtics. I mean, first and foremost, at the end of the day, my Celtics, they're playing weird, right? They're not playing normal. Let's just call it what it is. And when I say by they're not playing normal is they're one day we get the best Celtics team possible, and then another game, everyone and their moms don't know how to, to score. You know what I mean? And you said they will lose to the best franchise in NBA history.
Hey, yeah, bro. I wanted to ask you this question though. I believe I asked you this before.
Mm-hmm.
Did you like the Marcus Smart call out? Did you like it? Or
yes.
Okay. I agree with you. Yeah.
And I like it, but the part 2 of it was that Marcus Smart needed to go find everybody and also say to their face.
Yeah.
And he did. Me, when it comes to call-outs, I have no issues whatsoever with call-outs. I like it. The only issue I have is if you call them out and then you don't talk to them.
Yeah.
And then if you either duck them or duck the conversation, that's when it's like you sound like an idiot right now because you gotta, you can't just call a dude out and then just coast clear and think it's not going to be sweet. You feel me?
Yeah.
So I didn't mind it. I was waiting to see what would happen, and then if I'm not mistaken, I think that same night or the next day, they all sat down. They had a conversation. They had
before the meet in Orlando, before they went to Orlando. Right. Yeah.
So, and then they moved on from it. So that really was my only thing. As long as these guys are gonna move on from it, and they sit down and have that conversation, I have no issues whatsoever. Because Marcus Smart, at the same time, he had a point.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't like he was just, it wasn't a situation where, he was saying, yo, y'all got to build it around me. He wasn't saying that. He was acknowledging, bro, those two guys, they're our guys. And right here, right now, we need them, to step up.
Yep.
And that's what there's always going to be a time when a player is going to call out one of your best players. And that's okay as long as they handle that smoke. You need to be able to go and say to their face, Marcus Smart did. So, in terms of that, I got no problem.
Yeah, I that's why I asked you that. Greg, how you feel about that call out, that Marcus Smart call out? You think that was okay with you?
Yeah, I'm good with it. Just like Pryor said, as long as you talk to people, face to face, don't just do it, in the media. And then don't say nothing to everybody, I'm good with it. As long as y'all hash that out behind closed doors, I don't see nothing wrong with it.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you guys. Like, I'm a bit like, for me as being a coach and playing basketball, I know how it feels, to be called out, and it's nothing wrong with it. There's nothing wrong with it. Whatever you have to do to put a spark and put a fire into a team, but if they don't like it or not, they don't have to like it. But as long as you settle your differences in the locker room and stuff like that. And he was right. Like, down the stretch, I mean, defenses are gathered up to stop Tatum and Brown. And you got to have more ball movement in this game of basketball. You just cannot be stalling the ball. Everybody know down the stretch, Tatum and Brown is both going to take those shots. And then he didn't like that he was standing in the corner. He not saying he wanted to be the main guy. He said they thinking they should just switch it up a little bit and more ball movement. And then, like I say, the last 2 games after he called them out, it kind of worked because they beat Miami, they blew out Miami, they blew out Orlando. And like I said, I'm agree with y'all. And that's why I asked you, Pride, because you're a Celtics fan, so Marcus Smart never said anything like that in his life.
No,
never said so. I like him as a leader.
He is, and he's a guy that when he says something, you do have to pay attention because again, this isn't a guy with if he's not getting touches, if we're winning, that's fine. You know what I mean? Like, he's cool with it. And that's kind of, and I was talking to Elena about this, like I think it was last week or the week before last. She was curious what is missing with Jason Tatum. I think it was her that asked that there's something missing with Jason Tatum, that he has everything, but when you look at him, there's just one thing that's missing from him. And me as a guy who's a Celtics fan, and I watch the game, I don't just watch the highlights like some people. I actually watch the game. The only hole in his game is his passing. And it's because he just doesn't want to pass. Like, there are times where if you're getting double teamed, you need to pass the ball. Or if you have a clean shot and someone has a cleaner shot, swing the ball to them.
Yep.
There are times when the Celtics, our offense, we have the defense off kilter. There are times where, like, we got nice switches and good ball movement, and all of a sudden someone's open in the corner. And when Jason Tatum gets the ball, instead of continuing that movement, a lot of times he'll stop it and shoot it. And someone's in his face. And to me, that's the only knock I really have on Jason Tatum. That's really the only knock I have on him, because at the end of the day, and again, I'm not saying the guy got to give me, 20, 25 assists. I'm not saying he got a shatter assist record, but I need like 6 or 7 assists from you. I need it, especially with you being one of the primary ball handlers. I need that, because when you have that ball, you're going to shoot, but there's going to be times where other guys are open. They don't want to utilize it. And it sucks to say it, but at this point, it's kind of like almost like I don't want to be mean when I say this, because at the end of the day, I am a Celtics fan, but it almost seems like they just don't really care to pass. And Jaylen Brown, they're in the same boat where they're kind of like, we're two ISO guys, and that's what it is.
Yeah.
Like, one of y'all gonna have to pass. Like, one of you guys are gonna have to. I don't know which one. Y'all can, huddle amongst yourselves. But one of y'all is gonna have to. And I'll be honest with you, until they do, we're not gonna be able to get over the hump. Because our two best players do the same exact thing. They do the same exact thing. They're both ISO guys. And it's not going to work. Like, you can't have two ISO guys. Like, your two best players be ISO guys, because when the isolation game isn't working, you now need to fall back on plays. Oh, wait, they don't want to run the plays because they just want to shoot the ball. Now you're in this weird situation where, and that's what I've been saying, and Coach, I think I've said this already, we need a true point guard. We need a legitimate true point guard. That is one of the flaws we have on this team. Not only is our rebounding atrocious, but at the same time, we need a true point guard, because there are times when the ISO game isn't working. We need somebody who can run the floor, run the plays exactly how they're supposed to be ran, and get other guys easy buckets, either in transition, do pick and roll. I don't care how the buckets come, but they need to do that. And unfortunately, I'm not seeing that from these two right now.
I mean, that's why I'm saying, don't you think, I believe in Marcus Smart. Don't you think he can play some point guard for you, can he? I know you need a true point guard. I wouldn't mind having a true point guard, because that sets it all right there. I love when a true point guard comes that want to pass, being a willing passer that want to get teammates involved. But Dennis Schroeder, he reminds me of a scoring point guard. Dennis Schroeder wants to score. That's his man. Yeah,
and that's the thing. We brought him in, but we already have two other scorers, or two best players scorers, and that's all Dennis Schroeder is. So it's like this really wasn't a fit. To answer your question, if we should give Marcus Smart an opportunity, yes and no. Look, I love him defensively. Defensively, he a bull. I love him. I got nothing against him. Offensively, I want to say this right. He not smart. Let's just call it what it is. You feel me? He not like his namesake. You feel me? This is a dude who also kind of does his thing where he's really, he struggles at the 3-point line, and he still shoots it. Mm-hmm. This is a guy when would drive and lose the dribble, have it bounce off his foot. This is a guy that when you need to run a play, and I've seen it, I have witnessed it with my own eyes. While he's bringing the ball up, he'll look at the coach. Last year was Brad Stevens. They would tell him what to do. He will look forward again, cross half court, and you just see him stop. And you would think he's analyzing, and you see this weird look on his face, and then he looks back at the coach. My guy is forgetting plays before the shot clock is getting to 19. My guy is forgetting the plays. He's got a shorter attention span than my 2-year-old daughter. I love Marcus Smart. But to be the true point guard, no, I can't. I can't, because they've given him the opportunity. And if you can't remember to play after a few seconds, I understand there's brain farts. But when it's consistently enough where someone can call you out on it, I'm not gonna put you in there as the true point guard. I personally can't.
I understand. I believe you on that, because that remind me. You know who that remind me of? James Harden from Houston. Like, if he doesn't have the ball at all, bringing the ball up the court, he gonna go sit in the corner. If he's not involved even in the offense, say if Chris Paul has the ball and he's trying to take workload over, you know what James Harden gonna do? He gonna sit in the corner. He gonna go sit in the corner, and that's the problem. That's the problem with James Harden too, as well. The Houston Rockets gave him everything he wanted, but the problem is he'll come to practice late. He'll get on flights late, and he in the film room. Mike D'Antoni was waiting on him to come to the film room. He was late in that. Russell Westbrook say, "Go ahead and start the film. Go ahead." He said, "Okay, we're gonna roll it back. We're gonna roll it back when he come in." Russell Westbrook, it's a reason why guys can't win with him, because of stuff like that. And again, that reminds me of James Harden, just right there. Sometimes he gets cautious with the ball, just like Marcus Smart, forget the plays. But if he's not getting the ball, if the ball is not in his hands every possession, he'll check out on you. That's one thing I learned about James Harden. He's gonna definitely check out and go sit in the corner.
Yeah, he will. And there's times where I get it. You know what I mean? Like, if you want to take a break, but if they're running the offense and it's hot, you do notice he gets mad because he's not getting his touches. And
he gets mad. He gets mad. That's what he do.
Yeah, and it's like, and to your point, coach, it's like you can't really pout, because if the offense is working, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Like, why am I going to change it? Like, if the offense gets stagnant and then we need that bucket, yes, we'll go to you. But you know what I mean? We got Chris Paul, one of the best true point guards in the game, if not the best true point guard in the game. He's orchestrating everything. Everyone is getting touches. There's ball movement. Everyone's looking lively. We're winning. Look at the scores, double digits. And James, you're in the corner pouting. Get it together. You need to get it together, because again, I like James, but yeah, coach, you right. In terms of that, he do be having problems. We got 6 games today. We got, in terms of the NBA, we got Wizards and Heat, Warriors and Cavs, Spurs and Timberwolves, Clippers and Grizzlies, Sixers and Nuggets, Raptors and Jazz, which is going to be the game to watch.
Okay. I'm gonna go out on a limb. I want to go Warriors and Cavs. I think that game will be kind of interesting. But Miami and Washington is a pretty good game to watch. Miami and Washington is a pretty good game that I'm gonna watch. I got the package, NBA League Pass, so I can watch this game right here. But I'm not gonna be able to, because my coach's corner is coming up at 6. So again, the Washington Wizards, who's off to a good start, who's a surprise team in the NBA right now, going against the 10-5 Miami Heat. That should be interesting right there. Wizards got some great pieces, man. They got some great people. When you look at that team, when Spencer Dinwiddie, who's a great point guard, who's a good point guard when he's healthy, Montrezl Harrell is a guy that you want on your team with that energy, with that rebounding. Kyle Kuzma averaging the double-double. Another guy that LeBron pushed off the Lakers. He's averaging 14 and 10. You got Bradley Beal, who's got more shooters around him. He's going to continue to get better. Like I say, Bradley Beal is one of those guys. He didn't never ask to move out of Washington. That might come down. That might hurt him in a little while too, as well. But he got a competitive team right now. You got sharpshooters all over in Washington. Daniel Gafford is a center. Everybody needs to watch that guy. Daniel Gafford is a beast. He's a monster inside. Miami Heat, you already know. They got the championship pedigree with Eric Spoelstra. Kyle Lowry is a true point guard in this game. Right now, he can work for the Celtics right now. If you ask him, he give you 18 and 10. Jimmy Butler is off the injured list. Duncan Robinson and Hero, so that game could be interesting. And my upset, I'm gonna go with an upset is Toronto going in Utah, and they're gonna beat the Utah Jazz. That is my upset pick: Toronto versus Utah.
Oh, wow. All
Okay.
right.
Yeah,
That's brave right there. Greg, what you got for me?
All right. Yeah, Wizards Heat, that's definitely gonna be good. Sixers Nuggets.
okay, yeah, that's
That's
good.
gonna
That's
be
it.
good, y'all.
Mm-hmm.
That's gonna be
Mm-hmm.
good.
Yep. I was gonna do that too.
Yeah.
I was until I looked at the injury report. Joel Embiid is still going to be out. Matisse Thybulle is going to be out for the 76ers. Obviously, Ben Simmons, Danny Green, and Grant Riller are both going to be out. And then for the Nuggets, Will Barton, he's doubtful, but you might as well call him out because he's definitely not going to play. Jamal Murray is out because he's got a knee injury. If I'm not mistaken, it's the same knee.
Yeah,
His ACL.
it was his ACL. He hurt it late last year. That's why
Yeah,
he's out here the late.
yeah. So I know they said originally they wanted him to play, but now they're kind of being more cautious with him. Zeke Naji is out with an ankle sprain, and Michael Porter Jr., who hasn't been playing so hot.
Hasn't been playing. Yeah, I had to drop him on my
Yeah.
fantasy team. I had to drop him
You dropped
on my
him?
fan. Yep.
I can't. Speaking of fantasy, let me go set my lineup right now.
Yeah, I did. I already did. I had to drop him. I ain't gonna lie.
For real?
I swear to God, I did.
Who'd you pick up? Who'd you replace him with?
Who I replace him with? Hold on. Let me see. I forgot. Let me see who I replace him with because he wasn't doing nothing. Then he's hurt, so he wasn't going to be doing that. I'm 4-0 in this fantasy league, so it's working. It's working right now. Who did I pick up? I forgot who did I pick up for him. I think I picked up Buddy Hield. I picked up Buddy Hield. I picked up Buddy Hield for.
I'm not mad at you for that pickup. I'm not mad at you for that. But yeah, Greg, go ahead.
Oh yeah. So yeah, I wish we could see Embiid versus Jokic, but unfortunately, we're not gonna see that tonight. But it's the game should still be decent. The Warriors, Cavs, that should be interesting.
Yeah,
right.
It's gonna be interesting. We're gonna see what tonight. We're gonna see what the Cavs is really about.
Yeah.
What they're really about now.
Yeah.
So if they can find a way to pull that off, then I'm gonna say, okay, Cleveland, we might have something.
You might have some. Might have a play-in game. Might have a play-in tournament game or playoff push. Might have that.
So
I have it. Yep.
Yeah. So those are the interesting matchups for me tonight. So looking forward. To it.
Yeah, I mean Sixers and Nuggets. That's gonna be because especially the Sixers are gonna have to come out and Tobias Harris is gonna have to lead them after they got mollywopped by the Jazz. Like it wasn't even fair. Like, the best player in terms of scoring was Shake Milton, and he had I think it was like 18 points shooting under 40% from the field. So I mean that's your best scoring option for that game.
Yeah,
you gonna take a capital L. Mitch, I will ban you. I will ban you,
Money, Mitch. Don't start that.
Don't start, Mitch. Not start, Mitch. All right, Mitchell. All right, Mitchell. Do not start. Because I told him, I said this earlier. If Jaylen Brown, if we trade him to the Sixers, Brad Stevens got to go back to college, and the ownership has to sell the team, and then after that, we got to relocate. Like we need everything. We got to redesign, rebuild, and reclaim everything.
Mm-hmm.
So if that happens, I'm scared. One game I'm honestly very interested in is Clippers and Grizzlies.
Okay.
I think obviously we like Paul George. This is John Morant. I think that'll be a nice one. I really do. I expect a close game. I do expect the Clippers to win. But this is a solid test for the Grizzlies. I know John Morant will have absolutely no problem stepping up to it at all. I don't think in terms of questioning him, but will everyone else around him kind of step up? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'll be honest with you. This offense is solid. They're 7th in scoring. They put up 109 points. However, excuse my French, defensively, they're dog shit. Like they're if I'm not mistaken, I think they're dead last, and they give up 113 points per game. So if they can step up defensively, I think this team will be solid. When I say that, I'm referring obviously to the Grizzlies. I do like the Grizzlies, especially for a young team. The city of Boston will be mad at the Celtics. Not Matt, not Nathan, Nathaniel. I'm telling you this right now. We burning the organization down. Everyone catching a fade with me, bro. I'm on all the smoke. I don't care. The Rockets are so boring to watch. Meanwhile,
hey man,
their picture is the Oklahoma City Thunder. Put it in context now. Their thing is the Oklahoma City Thunder, who, in terms of watch and play, they not better.
The only team OKC can beat is the Lakers. They can't beat nobody else.
I mean, if the Rockets are born, I guess they're born, man. It doesn't hurt. Hey, doesn't hurt. Like I say, our first win came against you guys. So hey, yeah, our first win came against you guys. So and a blowout, and it was a blowout. So hey, I don't do that. I don't do that. So good luck with you. Congratulations on your win. But our first win against you guys was a blowout. Victory. I think y'all just beat us by 8. It was so hey, we're born to watch. Hey, that's fine.
Thunder's been competitive. You see how you switch it? It goes from entertaining to all of a sudden competitive.
Yep.
I love Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. He's not more excited to watch Jalen Green right now. Let's call it what it is. He ain't more excited. And again, I love him. I like Shai. That he a baller. But in terms of being more interesting to watch, no. First it was boring. Then you realize, I fumbled with my words. Now you switching to competitive. Come on, bro. Do better. You can do better.
Yep.
I need you. I say this all the time. I need you to step up. Before we move on to the NFL, with we've been a few weeks into the NBA season. Mm-hmm. What are your top 5 teams? And you can do it however you want. You can either do 5 in the West and 5 in the East, or you can just do 5 altogether and get the 5 best teams regardless of conference.
You said so 5 in both conferences. It don't matter, right?
You can either do it that way, or you can just do 5 teams. Period.
All right. So,
and by the way, Fredward, as the children say in the streets, what they do, baby. Greg, you want to start off?
Sure. I'll start it off, guys. Number 5. I'm gonna go with the Wizards. They've started off good. Give them credit. I know it's early, but I'm gonna go ahead and give it to them. I got the Wizards at 5. The Heat at 4. I'm gonna go ahead with the Phoenix Suns at 3. The Suns are starting to catch on now. They've won 10 straight. I'm gonna go with Brooklyn at 2 and Golden State at 1. Golden State's the best team.
Yeah.
Golden State's the best team.
I like that list. That's a nice list. So I'm gonna go with. It's gonna be real tough right here, but I'm gonna go with Washington at 5. I like Washington at 5. I think they're gonna be a play-in team. They're gonna be a play-in to the. They're gonna be between the 6th, 5th, and the play-in team. I believe the bottom of the East. When you look at Brooklyn, I think the Bucks will come along. I think the Bucks will really come along. I think they will come along as well. Right. When they got Middleton back, who hit those 2 dagger shots last night against the Lakers. They got Middleton back now. I think the Bucks are going to start rolling. So I got Washington 5. 4. I got Chicago. 4. Got Miami 3. That's the Eastern Conference. I got Miami 3. I got Whew. I got Brooklyn 2. I got Brooklyn 2. I got Brooklyn 2.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on, let me see what I said. Let me see. Hold on.
Okay.
All right, so I'm gonna go with the whole thing then because it's gonna be kind of tough. So okay, I still got Washington 5.
Okay.
I got Chicago 4. I
Okay.
got Brooklyn 3.
Okay.
I got Phoenix 2, and
Mm.
I got Golden State 1,
Okay.
the best team in the league.
Yup. And
Okay.
honestly, that's the thing. I got Brooklyn at 3 too.
Yeah,
Like for me, it goes Wizards at 5. Even though, look, I'll be honest, I'm not a fan of them at all. But at the end of the day, they're out there performing. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
because in the Eastern Conference, it's kind of tough. I could have either put Charlotte and Cleveland in the top 5 in the Eastern Conference.
Yeah,
I
yeah. If
Yeah.
we're
could have
doing
either
it on the
went that
conference,
way, but I just went on and went through the whole thing. So I could have put
yeah,
Charlotte and Cleveland at number 4 and number
yeah,
5 and went
yeah.
all the way up. So I just made
Mhm.
the whole thing.
Yeah. So for me, 5 Wizards. I look. I'm not trying to poo-poo on them. You know what I mean? But
Yep,
speaks for itself. 4 Bulls. Chicago has been playing. They've been playing great. The only concern is they don't have Vucevic for a little bit. Because he's
yep,
basketball. When he comes back, I want to see how he gets reincorporated. Which it should be easy considering you still got Lonzo handling. He's holding it down. You still got DeMar DeRozan who's playing at MVP level, and Zach LaVine who's balling out of his mind. So I think him come back won't matter. 3, I got Brooklyn. They're still a very quality team.
yeah,
I understand they just got mollywopped by the Warriors. Which for me does bring them down because I did have them at 2. That loss
yep,
did bring them down for me at 3. 2, the Phoenix Suns, 10 in a row. They're out there handling their business. I got to put them at 2, but however, Golden State and Dante, I think you said this a while ago,
hmm
and I've been on that train ever since you said it. The Golden State Warriors are just the best team in basketball,
yeah.
and it's
I
just
mean, they competition wasn't good, but they also beat some good teams as well. They
I,
also beat the Bulls.
I
They blew out the Bulls. They blew out LA. They run through LA. They beat who else did they beat the other night? Brooklyn. They
Brooklyn, yeah,
rolled through
they beat
Brooklyn,
Brooklyn.
and then they beat OKC. They beat OKC convincingly. OKC beat the Lakers twice, coming from behind 20 points. So
And
again,
honestly, again, and here's my thing. And look, I've said this before. I don't when it comes to like having to try to justify
yeah,
just strength of schedule
yeah,
stuff.
because you play who you play. You play the teams
Again,
don't pick the schedule.
I don't care. I don't care what the strength of schedule is. I don't care because again, that's idiotic. That's idiotic. Are you winning? Yes, you are.
Yep,
Are you winning? They have a point differential of plus 13. That means they're smashing dudes.
yep,
They're winning by double digits. Like if you're winning by double digits, that again, that doesn't matter because you know the team stats doesn't matter, their record doesn't matter. Strength of schedule.
yep.
That's the world we live in right now. Moving on to the NFL, Thursday night football. The Falcons are hosting the New England Patriots. $1 million question. And because Coach, you and I, we spoke about this yesterday. I kind of want to look at it from a different perspective.
Okay.
Could this potentially be a game that the Patriots fumble if they don't come out focused?
Yeah, if they don't come out for that goes on with any winning team. If you come out overlooking Atlanta and you're not focused and you're just immediately thinking about win instead of being on the field, yeah, any team can shock you. It's any given sport. If you don't come out to play, any team can shock you. I mean, they're 4-6. They're 4-6. I mean, they were 0-3. They were 0-3 before my Eagles beat them. So again, that goes on in any type of sport, man. If you're not coming out ready, not coming out focused, and forget that you had a football game like Atlanta did last weekend, then any team that can happen. Plus, they're at home, they're in front of their home crowd. That's motivation for them. So again, Patriots just got to come out there and handle business. And for a Bill Belichick team, they're gonna always be ready. They're gonna always be ready to play. They're gonna be always making adjustments if you're down. And he's got the right quarterback for his system. Matt Jones, 69 completion percentage. That's better than most quarterbacks that's already been in this league. That some people will call pretty decent quarterbacks, top tier quarterbacks. So again, I like the running game and Stevenson. I like the defense and Matthew Judon, J.C. Jackson, Kyle Van Noy. I like the McCourty twins. So I mean, again, Bill Belichick, I'm not concerned. He's gonna have this team come out ready to play. Even though he trade a lot of people, that you will scratch your head against. But again, Bill Belichick knows how to develop talent. He knows how to develop no matter how high he how low he drops them. And he always sold up on those low drop picks, 6th round, 7th round, 5th round picks, and he develops people. He develops talent like the San Antonio Spurs organization. That's what Bill Belichick and this Patriots organization remind me of. They don't get credit for how well they develop guys and make guys work. Like Harmon, the cornerback or safety. Jalen Mills was better. He was trash. He was straight trash in Philadelphia. Now he's over there playing some pretty good cornerback for the New England Patriots. I mean, coaching makes a difference. Getting opportunity makes a difference. And Bill Belichick, to me, man, Bill Belichick is just a great NFL head coach. He's probably right now he's the greatest coach in this era right now, the greatest coach in the league. Like I say, to Greg Popovich retires in the NBA, he's the greatest NBA coach to me. He's the best NBA coach right now to me until he gets up out of there. But again, I love this Patriots team. I got them winning tomorrow night, but it has been a bad NFL 2 weeks, man. It has been a bad NFL 2 weeks. So Patriots got to come out ready to play.
Yeah, 100%. If Greg, matter of fact, before I go on, Greg, who do you think is going to win? And if so, do you think is there a way the Patriots could actually fumble this game away?
Yes, if they're not just like Dante said, if they don't come out focused, they just think it's just going to be an easy game. That's where things might go kind of left for them. But as long as the Patriots, as long as they don't turn the ball over, they should be fine in this game. I never trust a Matt Ryan team.
Yep.
I don't. That's just me,
I believe it.
But yeah, I don't. So even though the Falcons are at home, it'll make the game close. But I still have the Patriots winning by at least 10 tonight. If the Patriots somehow did lose this game, this would be a bad loss.
Yeah, that
would be a bad loss.
You'll see Pride go crazy.
Yeah,
and I'm explaining you why. Look, we all understand the Falcons are bad, right?
Yeah,
but they've been playing better than what people anticipated them to. Mm-hmm. And the problem with Atlanta is when you kind of just shrug your shoulders and think, oh yeah, it's just Atlanta. And when you do that, all of a sudden they play hot.
Yep.
And that's and again, obviously we got Bill Belichick who can hold guys down, and Matt Jones isn't a guy that gets too high and goes, oh my God, we're gonna win. So I feel like I'm okay, but there's still that fear because Atlanta. Look, and I'm not gonna make a case that they lit or whatever. I'm not, but you gotta be careful with Atlanta because the Jags are an even worse team, and look what they did to Buffalo.
Yeah.
Yep.
So it's like if you're not up for the game, you're gonna be screwed. Now I got Nathan says he's got the Patriots winning 42-7.
I mean that goes along with any team, man. If you don't have guys coming out, that's on like all the mental mistakes is all on coaching. Like if you don't got these guys coming out ready to play and coming out ready to play from the jump, I mean that's on coaching. That's on coaching. Like Atlanta. That's on coaching. Them guys was not ready to play last weekend against Dallas. They came out, they looked like they woke up on the wrong side of the bed. They forgot they had a football game.
Yeah, I was about to say, I heard that line from you. You said it looked like they forgot to even have
I mean, the way they came out, Dallas just came out. Dallas was mad about that loss against Denver. That was a bad taste in their mouth. They came out handling business.
Yeah, and the thing about Atlanta, everyone and their moms was on a whole separate page. Like nobody really was on the same page. What I mean by that is, like Kyle Pitts was like somehow there were plays where he was on a completely different page than Matt Ryan. There were, and same thing with Cordell Patterson. It was like everyone kind of was just in this weird thing where like they were kind of, everybody was confused. Everybody was. And I mean, look, it is what it is. Again, I just hope we kind of handle our business, come out smart, don't be idiots now. But that moves us on into our next topic. Your NFL top 5 power rankings.
Okay.
Now, I want you gentlemen to make the rules. Are we doing these power rankings? Because last time I did it, I incorporated everything. And what I mean by that is I incorporated what they had done, the situation they currently were in, and the foreseeable future.
Mm-hmm.
I did that, and I was crucified. I was crucified because I did not have the Cardinals in the top 3. Because at the time, D-Hop went down, Kyler Murray went down, and I was like, I do like that. However, going to the future, I got some concerns.
Yep.
What are the rules? What are the standards? Explain to me how we are doing these power rankings.
Basically, how good you do power rank. Basically, how good of the team that they've been playing. How good of a team. How good of how hot the team is. It's basically on how hot the team is actually. And if you want to put in that who they've been playing, I mean, again, but it's basically on how hot the team is. I mean, everybody's professionals in this league. Everybody. If you made it to the NFL or the NBA or the National Baseball League, you can play. They said you can play. So again, however you want to do it, you could. But I'll say it's based on who's the hottest team at this moment. Who's the hottest team coming into this week, and if you want to put who they beat in, that's fine with me. Yeah, anything goes for me.
Okay.
Yeah,
Greg,
same.
Greg,
Same. Yeah.
I'm gonna give you the floor, Greg. Who's your top 5?
My top 5. I have my Kansas City Chiefs at 5. And this is why. Not only is Showtime Mahomes back. Not only is Showtime Mahomes back, but also I saw this stat yesterday. I had no idea until I saw this. Since week 6, the Chiefs defense has only given up 15 points a game.
I mean, that's what I said. I said the defense.
That's a good sign. That's a good sign because remember when 2019, when we went on our run, that last month, that's when the defense turned it around. Never looked back.
They are not top 5. Matter of fact, hold on, Nathan. Hold on, Nathan. Hold on to that thought.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take the ride with him. I want to see where he goes from here. Go ahead.
So I have the Chiefs there. I believe that the defense has figured out their issues. Like I said, we are playing a good Cowboys team. If they hold the Cowboys under 30, I think that's a good.
That's pretty good. Yeah.
That's good.
That's very good. Yeah.
So I expect the Chiefs to get to 30. So I have them winning that game on a Sunday, but I have the Chiefs at 5. The Chiefs are coming. I got the Patriots at 4. Mac Jones has been awesome. Patriots defense has been really good. The Patriots have basically gone back to the game plan they were using in Tom Brady's early years. Yes. Remember in Tom Brady's early years where Bill was like, hey, just don't turn over the football. If we punt it, it's okay because our defense is good. Same thing now. So that's the same, blueprint there. At 3, I have the Tennessee Titans. I know they look shaky against the Saints, but the way they beat the Rams the week before, very impressive to me. The way they beat down on my Chiefs, impressive. Okay. Because nobody has beat down Showtime Mahomes like Tennessee beat down Showtime Mahomes. But that's okay because we got something for him if we see him in January. But I have them at 3. Tennessee coach Vrabel from that Belichick tree. Even though he wasn't the assistant there, he played there. He is the closest carbon copy to Bill Belichick there is in coaching. And they have a physical football team. They believe in being tough. And in order to beat them, you're going to have to out-physical them. So I have Tennessee at 3. I'll go ahead and put the Packers at 2. Even though they had a shaky first half against the Seahawks, I put them at 2 because of the Packers defense.
Yeah.
This Packers defense is for real, y'all. It's for real. Aaron Rodgers, he was shaky that first half, but got it together there in the second. But I have the Packers at 2. And even though Kyler is out and all that, pride, I still have the Cardinals at 1.
Okay.
Because I feel like once they're healthy and back at full strength, they're the best team in the NFC. And like I said, if they get that number 1 seed, I think they're going to go to the Super Bowl. But,
all right.
Yeah.
That's not a bad list. It's not bad, but
go ahead, Coach.
Right now, even though this team been
real quick.
Okay.
Because Nathan said they're not top 5. And when he said they, he was referring to the Chiefs. Referring to the Chiefs.
All right. So I like the statement that the Chiefs made against the Raiders.
Right.
But I want to see how this team blossom. I want to see more. If they beat Dallas this weekend, we might have a conversation for next weekend. Top 5. So I want to see what they actually do against the Dallas Cowboys. Anytime if you hold them up under 30 points, that's awesome. I mean, anything under 20, less than 30, that's good for them because they are high powered on the offensive side. So therefore, I know this team been struggling. No, Matthew Stafford struggled a lot. I know he struggled, but Odell Beckham, he got to get a couple more practices. Then you just got Von Miller. It's going to take him some time. But I still like the Rams at number 5. I still like them at number 5. I'm going to give Dallas Cowboys number 4, even though I hate to do it. I hate Dallas. I do not like Dallas. I hope they lose every game from here on out. I said this before. They can go undefeated. Yeah.
No, the only people who are going to care are the Dallas fans who swear they're going to go to the Super Bowl every single
year. Yeah, that's how.
I'm going to say this right now.
Very irritating fan base.
Yeah, and again,
irritating.
Listen, bro, they're the only team I know who the regular season matters more than the playoffs.
Yep.
And that's just because they always can't handle playoffs. The pressure's too much.
Yep.
So
exactly.
When it comes up, they can go 7. They can figure out a way the regular season to go 20-0.
Yep.
No one.
But if you lose in the playoffs, it won't matter. Hey, we win 20-0. That's all that matters to them.
Right.
Like, bro, we talk about Golden State. They went 73-9. No one gives a shit because they lost 3-1.
They lost. Yeah.
But go ahead, Dante.
I got Dallas at number 4 because the statement win against Atlanta. Atlanta just didn't wake up. They just didn't wake up out of bed. They just didn't show up. So again, I got Dallas. I got Rams number 5. I got Dallas number 4. Number 3, I got Arizona. The reason why I dropped them because they're beat up right now. I want to see them with DeAndre Hopkins and Kyler Murray back. They're beat up, so I got them at number 3 right now. I got number 2. I got Green Bay. They shut out Russell Wilson. They shut them out. DK Metcalf didn't look right. Tyler Lockett has not really been getting touched. They're just a struggling football team, and I really don't see Seattle making it to the playoffs this year. I just really don't. They're struggling. And Green Bay's defense, to pitch a shutout against Russell Wilson, that's something good. Their defense is very good. So got the Packers at number 2. And number 1, I got the Tennessee Titans at number 1 because, again, you look at them. Derrick Henry went down. Like I say again, Derrick Henry, if he didn't go down, he was the clear-cut MVP of the league. 2,000. I believe he's gonna hit 2,000 yards. If Derrick Henry didn't get hurt, I believe Derrick Henry made and hit 2,000 yards. And me and Coach Spotlight already talked about this. Derrick Henry may would have hit 2,000 yards if he didn't get injured. So I got then they got a strong resume. Bills, they beat them. That was Bills' first loss. They super kicked Kansas City, like Greg said. They Shawn Michaels.
Yeah, they did.
They beat.
I ain't gonna lie. Shawn Michaels is in my opinion one of the greatest wrestlers of all time.
Yeah.
Listen, man. I'm in my 40s. I love Shawn. I used to think that, but man, ain't nothing like Percocet's Kurt Angle. I'm telling you that right now, yo. Kurt Angle, he a different breed.
Yeah,
we're not going to do that to the first Grand Slam champion in WWE, which is Shawn Michaels.
I get you. All I know, my guy survived in Japan. I'm just throwing that out there. My guy was cooling in Japan when they be kicking in the teeth.
Shawn Michaels that good that he didn't need Japan.
No, we'll talk about this later. We'll talk about this.
Listen, Ruthless Attitude podcast tonight at 8:00. What's up?
You'll see me in the comments.
They super kick they super kick Kansas City. They beat Los Angeles. They dominate them. That was a dominating game. They made Matthew Stafford look bad in that game. And then against the New Orleans Saints, they struggled a little bit, but they got the job done. So I got Tennessee at number one because they got the strongest resume in the National Football League so far. Then you beat the Indianapolis Colts, who could be streaky as well. So I got Tennessee at my number one spot for this weekend.
The spotlight. Your top 5 teams in the NFL.
Number one, I'm gonna have to put the Tennessee Titans there. Their resume speaks for themselves without King Henry, without Julio Jones. This defense has stepped up the last couple of weeks. They did beat some quality teams, especially the New Orleans Saints. Even though the Saints came back in that game, but New Orleans Saints was still winning games with a Trevor Siemian. Surprisingly, of that, beat the Bills, beat the Chiefs. They don't mind. They do got a tough loss against Arizona, but that was earlier in the year. They were still trying to get their team together, trying to figure things out, and they finally figured things out and learning how to win. So Tennessee is my number one. Number two, I'm gonna keep Arizona. I'm gonna put Arizona at number 2, even though they did have that loss with Colt McCoy. With Colt McCoy at the helm, I think Kyler Murray comes back this week. I think D-Hop comes back this week. So I'm going to have to keep Arizona at number 2. Number 3 is the LA Rams. I'm very disappointed in the LA Rams, how they lost on 2 primetime games against Tennessee Titans and a division rival in the San Francisco 49ers. Matthew Stafford has thrown 4 interceptions in the last 2 games. Is kind of surprising with me. I don't understand how they're not running the football. But you can't blame all of that on Matthew Stafford. With Tyler Higbee have the ball in his hands, he just drops it, and not really drops it, but hands it over to the cornerback for a pick 6. And then there was a lot of drops by Cooper Kupp, a lot of drops from not Odell, because Odell's still learning the offense over there, so I'm not going to give them no slack. I'm not going to give him no BS. But that defense, I'm so disappointed in the Rams. So when it comes to the Rams, I'll put them at number 3. Number 4, this is a tough one because I don't want to do all NFC teams, but all the NFC teams is just that good. I'm just being honest. But Pride ain't going like this at all. But I'm putting the Buffalo Bills at 4.
I'm not mad at that.
Okay.
I'm actually not. I'm not.
Because I know that's your division rival. That's your division.
No. Listen, I'm gonna tell you this right now.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, no, I don't take the division rival stuff serious no more because we're not rivals no more. Let's just call it what it is. We not rivals no more. We became the little brother. So
okay, I dig it. Yeah, Buffalo. I put Buffalo at 4. They have been playing pretty well. They bounced back from their disturbing loss against the Jacksonville Jaguars, and they bounced back in a convincing way against the New York Jets. Thank you, Buffalo Bills, for stopping the New York
Mike White
curse.
MVP shit.
And I don't even call it MetLife. I call it Meth Life. That's what I call it. I call it Meth Life. So, stop that curse because the Jets was winning games like they was about to play in the Super Bowl. The Giants was winning games like they was playing in the Super Bowl. So thank you, Buffalo, for winning that game, and they won convincingly. And number 5, number 5. This is tough, man, because there's a lot of teams with the same record in these divisions.
Yep.
I am not putting the Packers in my top 5 this week. I'm just not, because I just feel like even though they beat the Seattle Seahawks, I just feel like it was a sloppy game overall. It was a terrible game by Aaron Rodgers, terrible game by both offenses, especially with them. So number 5, I can't put Pittsburgh up there because they tied with the worst team in the league. Can't put them up there. But you know what, though? I got a dark horse at number 5. And that's the New England Patriots. That is the New England Patriots. They are the dark horse of the NFC. You see what I don't want to put Tampa Bay up there either. Tampa Bay is struggling offensively and defensively.
Yeah, they're not in my top 5 either.
I'm not putting them in the top 5 this week. But my dark horse is the New England Patriots. That team is coming along. Mac Jones is looking better every single week. But this defense led by Matthew Judon. Everybody thought when Gilmore got traded, they thought that they was going to fall flat on their face. That didn't happen. Nope. And then you got Stevenson and Damian Harris running the football, helping Mac Jones with this offense. And Kendrick Bourne has revived his career, leaving the 49ers, coming over to the Patriots, and he had a stellar game over the weekend. And Mac Jones is just going to get better week to week. So that's my dark horse at number 5 is the New England Patriots.
Yeah, that's my number 6. I honestly had him at number 6. I thought people were going to say I'm being a homer, but I really do have them at number 6. They're the Patriots were kind of coming too. But at number 5, I have Buffalo. For me, it's close between Buffalo and Baltimore. The difference is at the end of the day, and I said this before, wins matter. I don't care if it's sloppy. I don't care if it's ugly. Do you have the win? And if you have the win, that's enough for me. So I'm gonna put I'm gonna put Buffalo at 5. At 4, I'm gonna put the Rams. I do still like them, but that loss against the Niners I'm looking at them a little different. The question is, did we overrate them? And when people are asking that legit question, that if you're just opening up that conversation, that's tough. You know what I mean? Again, I still like them. Like you said, Spot, this defense, we expected this defense to be a top 3 defense. We expect them to be up there, and now they're a middle of the pack defense.
We learned that whoever's that second corner on the opposite side of Jalen Ramsey ain't that good.
No,
it's a fact.
And the thing is, that's just something we should have learned. If we're gonna be honest, because 3 of their losses, that's who they're targeting.
Mm-hmm. They're not targeting Ramsey at all.
Yeah, and if you look at Ramsey's stats, they're dipping, and the reason they're dipping is
because nobody's throwing over there.
They're not testing him.
They're not testing him.
Yeah, they're not really testing him like that. So now they're kind of like, hey, yo, the number 2, he not really nice. Let's go handle our business with him. And that to me, that's worrisome. I'm still gonna put them at 4 because, like I said, at 7-3. I'm not gonna act like they've been a bust the whole season. You know what I mean? But they definitely do need to drop. For me, at 3, I'm gonna put Green Bay. I'm gonna put Green Bay at 3. I think at the end of the day, look, like I said, don't matter how ugly the wins are looking, wins are wins. You know what I mean? It could look like me when I wake up in the morning.
It's a win, but people are talking about the Packers like they are the Super Bowl champions right now. You get what I'm saying?
Which that I'm against. That right there, I'm against that because I'll be honest, they're not making a Super Bowl.
I don't know. They if they get to the NFC Championship again and they do this for the 3rd year in a row, people need to just shut up about the Packers. Period.
No, they need to shut up about Aaron Rodgers. Because Aaron Rodgers is the one leading them to do all that stuff. If we're going to keep it a stat. but I got them at 3. At 2, I got Arizona. Kyler Murray might come back. That's the rumor. Probably will. But at the end of the
He
day,
needs to, the way this team looked last week.
like, if we're going to be honest, and I said this last time we did this, Spotlight, we did this about 2 weeks ago, and I had Arizona at about 4, and everyone was mad at me. And I was like, I'm considering a lot of things. Like, y'all trust Colt McCoy to really hold y'all down until Kyler Murray comes back? And all of a sudden, the conversation didn't get fun no more. It didn't get fun. It was not a fun conversation anymore, and that's because I'm telling people, look, they're 8-2, but I'm just with the injuries, they're kind of treading water right now. And obviously, number one, the Tennessee Titans, they lost their best player and they still rolling. They're still finding a way to win games. They're handling their business, so that's gonna be mine. I got Buffalo at 5, Rams at 4, Packers at 3, Cardinals at 2, and then Titans. I'm gonna have them at 1.
Let's just give the people a reminder when it comes to the Tennessee Titans.
Yeah, that was a great reminder. I mean, that's something I haven't really taken into consideration. You know what I mean? Like, that's something. Go ahead, Spotlight. Matter of fact, while you handle real quick. Look, I just need people to understand something, right?
Yeah.
When you do rankings, when you do rankings, right? This isn't necessarily saying, because here's the problem, right? When you hear rankings,
my bad. Can y'all hear me?
Yep,
Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you.
But here's the
I
thing.
don't know why it sounds like that, but it sounds like y'all like, you know how you could watch 48 Hours and you just, you blacked out and you got that weird voice so nobody can see you. That's how y'all sound right now. I don't know why it sound like that, but before I go, because I got to do my rounds again, let me put a reminder on the Tennessee Titans just this last time. Tennessee lost Jonnu Smith, was their best tight end, into free agency.
To the Patriots.
New England Patriots.
Yep.
And then you have they lost a lot of key defensive players as well. I mean, you did bring in Bud Dupree, but Bud Dupree has been injury prone the whole time he's been here for the Tennessee Titans.
You also lost a receiver in Corey Joseph too.
Right.
Yep.
So, but still, Tennessee, they're facing adversity and still being at the top of the AFC. So, just keep a lookout for them, especially if they're going to get healthy by the weeks going. Trust to believe. I promise you, the Tennessee Titans might make a deep run into the playoffs. I won't say they win the whole thing, but they will make a deep run into the playoffs. But I got to head out. I got to make my rounds. I just wanted to come on here and talk a little bit more. I wish I could be on like at regular time, but I can't. Like I said, Pride, Ruthless Attitude Podcast, 9:00 Eastern Standard Time. If you want to talk that wrestling, you want to talk that talk, we can have that talk. You know what I'm saying?
You gonna see this ugly face in the comments, G. You finna see me. Watch. Bye, Spotlight. Be safe, my guy.
I'm out of here, y'all. I'll talk to y'all later.
Yes, sir.
All right, Coach.
But yeah, I just wanted to say one thing. Welcome back, Greg. I just want to say one thing about rankings, right? Rankings are based off success. Period. That's just a fact of the matter, right? Like they're right now, the Tennessee Titans, top to bottom, are not better than the Kansas City Chiefs. They're not, if we're gonna be honest. Who got the better record? Tennessee.
Yeah.
So we all again, this is kind of, and matter of fact, I'm gonna bring this up in a minute. So I'm not gonna get too deep into it.
I mean, Tennessee mollywopped us, so why would they not be ranked over us right now?
And the thing is, some people don't understand. They don't understand wins, and the people who don't understand wins, more times than not, tend to be losers. Let's just call it what it is. Yeah. If you're not understanding wins, if you don't think wins are important, you're a loser.
That's
You mean to tell me you can get to the playoffs with no wins? If wins is not important, How can you get to any type of playoff picture if wins not important?
The only place you can do that is soccer. And there's specific tourneys built for that, where instead of wins, they care about goals and points. And the only time the wins matter is if two teams in the same group, if they're tied in terms of goals, they then go back to when they played and say who won. And then if they play 2 times and that's tied up, they then go to, okay, well, 1-1, one with the other. Let's add up the goals from those 2 games they played against each other, and that's who wins. But this ain't soccer. If wins don't matter to you, you're a loser. Moving on real quick. I want to try to get y'all's opinions on some stuff. You know what I mean? My first episode in this network, the very first topic that was brought to my attention was hot takes. By the way, last year Jags could make the playoffs and wins don't matter. Matter of fact, you want to take a step further than that, Nate? A couple years ago, Cleveland, they went 0-16. Let's sneak them into the playoffs. Because wins don't matter, right? Come on, son. If wins don't matter, why are we killing Pittsburgh for tying with Detroit? If they don't matter. Like, come on, son.
Facts.
And Detroit was worse. Detroit 0-16 was worse than Cleveland 0-16.
No,
Detroit was worse.
Way worse.
Way worse than that. They had Dan Orlovsky, the famous play where he ran out of bounds back to the end zone.
Like, come on, son. Yo, my favorite part, if you watch it, he ran out of bounds and he's still running. He heard the whistle.
Yeah.
God damn it. But yeah, my very first topic here was hot takes. And I kind of want to bring it full circle. Coach, I want to start with you. Give me an NFL hot take. And I need it to be hot because if I'm not sweating, it's not good enough.
Okay. I've been on this train for a long time for this.
Ooh.
But Sam Darnold will be out of Carolina by the end of this season. Sam Darnold will be out of a job. Out of Carolina. They traded for him in the offseason. Again, I gave him a pass because he was with a bad organization. With quarterbacks was going to die right now. Zach Wilson. They just don't know who their quarterback situation is.
Yo, they talk about, we might start Mike White. You know,
just don't know who their quarterback is. Just don't know who their quarterback is. Now you saying you drafted Zach Wilson. He's your future, right? Okay, he throws 7 interceptions and 2 touchdowns. Okay, so he's not the future no more. So we gonna go to Mike White. We gonna go to the main event. Mike White. He played poorly. He played poorly last weekend. So now we kick him out. Worst thing of all, Joe Flacco.
Oh my
God. Flacco. after he done robbed the Ravens. He robbed the Ravens. It has not been good since. He robbed the Ravens for the bank. He robbed the bank for the Ravens. And then now they trade for him. Now he's the answer now. So I don't know which one. I don't know which one it is for the New York Jets. Robert Saleh may be fired after this year. I wouldn't be surprised. After 1 year, we seen one. I seen the Cardinals head coach, that black coach, get fired after 1 season. He got fired in the middle of the season. Yeah. He got fired in the middle of the season. They didn't give him a shot. So it may happen. We got San Francisco Dan Shula. He got fired after 1 season. He left after 1 season.
But I don't know. I'll be honest with you. I'll let you finish. I think a lot of the problems with the Jets ain't the coach's fault.
Yeah, I mean, it just less talent. It just
and on top of that, I mean, I like Saleh. I don't think he's a coach. He's more of a coordinator. If we're gonna be honest, that's just me. But coach.
Sam Darnold will not be the quarterback of the future. He will go to revert as a backup. He will be a backup because, like I said again, 7 touchdowns, 11 interceptions. You mean to tell me the receivers dropping the ball back and forth where your quarterback is making bad decisions with the football, 11 interceptions to 7 touchdowns? That's not good. So that is a hot take for me. The quarterback situations for the Jets and Sam Darnold will be a backup. He will be a backup.
First and foremost, free my guy Sam Darnold. By the way, Gritty and Yuki said the 49ers aren't dead yet. No, they are not yet. With that win, y'all got a pulse. And then, what do you think about Dan Campbell? Do you think he's helping the Lions or he's just making them worse? Real quick on this, I'll be honest. Adam Gase could be the head coach here, and you can't blame him.
Yeah.
Like, Dan Campbell was he was put in a situation where they knew they weren't going to win, yet somehow there's this bizarre expectation for him to get them wins. It's so bizarre because they knew we're going to be trash, but we need wins. Like, that's weird. It's like, if this team, like, I don't blame Dan Campbell whatsoever.
Man, to be honest, I believe Dan Campbell is a good head coach, man. He's a good motivator. He just don't have the talent. He just with a bad organization. If you fire Mike Zimmer, which is, I think it's time for Minnesota to move on from Mike Zimmer.
Yes.
Put Dan Campbell in that Minnesota situation.
We see something completely different. And then Gritty, you can get with another question. Who's the fraudulent team so far? Rams, Broncos, Panthers, Steelers, Browns, Saints, Chargers, and Raiders. Steelers, hands down. They don't know who didn't beat the Lions. That's it. That's it. That's the only linchpin I need. That's it.
Well, yeah, the Steelers, and then I would put the Browns in there too, because people have hyped up Baker Mayfield.
Don't do that.
I don't know why.
I'm gonna tell you why.
I don't know why.
I'm gonna tell you why. I'm a Baker Mayfield supporter. I'm a Baker Mayfield fan. Now, before I go into this, I am not going to make a case that he is the best quarterback in the league or he's even a top 10 quarterback in the league. I've said this before. He's a solid quarterback, who's average, who can from time to time give you great performances. That's how I look at Baker Mayfield. Okay. The problem is that people who are Baker fans see those great moments and expect him to be like that consistently. They see the great moments that he does, those plays that only a few guys can make, like the Aaron Rodgers of the world and the Patrick Mahomes of the world. He can do some of those plays, and then they expect him to do it consistently, and that's just not Baker. And I like him. I'll be honest with you. I think you can win a Super Bowl with Baker. I really believe it. However, you do need to build the right team around him. He will not be, like the catalyst for it or whatever. He will contribute.
Yep.
But it's more along the lines of, I'm contributing, but it's more like a group effort. It's not really me. Like he'll win you the Super Bowl. He's not winning Super Bowl MVP.
Right.
He's not winning you. He's not going to be the Super Bowl MVP. And that's how I am with him. A lot of people just expect him those great plays. They expect him to do it, and Baker now expects himself to do it. So he puts himself in positions where he's doing stupid throws and stupid passes, which either get intercepted or they get batted down. And he's an emotional dude. If they're getting blown out, he's not talking to nobody. Y'all saw with the Patriots. He kind of was just like, oh, I'm hurt.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So that's kind of what it is for me with Baker. I like him, but I don't like when people say he's trash, because he's not.
No, he's not trash.
You know what I mean?
I mean, Baker Mayfield is just an average quarterback.
Like you said.
Yes.
He's just an average quarterback. That's it. That's all it is.
Yes, he's an average quarterback who can, from time to time, do great plays.
Yep.
That's really what he is to me. And the problem that people have is they see the great plays and they expect him to do it. But yeah, the Browns, I have no issues with that at all. Nate with a hot take: Seattle will blow up everything when the season is over.
Agree.
That comes down to one thing. If Russell Wilson goes and says, I'm done with this. If he's willing to put up with it for one more year, I think they will they'll work with him. If he goes to them and says, get me out of here, I'm done, they gonna have no choice but to blow it up. They're really not gonna have a single choice.
Yep.
I'm talking about getting rid of everybody. Like, you're gonna have to get rid of obviously Russ, but Tyler Lockett. You're gonna have to get rid of DK. Like, you're gonna have to blow it up and roll with Geno Smith as the guy who's gonna get you losses so you can get good draft picks.
Yep.
You know
So
what I mean?
does that mean that Pete Carroll loses his job as well on that, or
No.
okay?
Well, not well.
You know what? I'm gonna say
if he rebuild. If he wants to go ahead with the rebuild, they'll keep him. If they don't, if he doesn't want to, they'll probably say he got fired. But it's more on the lines of like, bro, you guys want to rebuild? I still want to win. Let's just go our separate ways.
Yeah. Okay. I can also see the organization kind of moving on from that too. If you want to completely rebuild, just move the players and move the coach, and just get another coach and just get another coach.
Pete Carroll's a good coach, so like,
guy
on the hot seat that the instant they get fired, like Matt Nagy, if he gets fired, Mike Zimmer, Fangio, in Denver, or even if the opportunity arises itself, if Kyle Shanahan is gone, and you know what I mean, like there are at least 4 jobs that'll be open for him that he'll be willing to take. So if he ends up leaving, it's not a thing. Gritty Yuki said Browns are frauds to me, which we all agree here. Baker's just inconsistent sometimes. He is.
Oh, I got a question for both of y'all, Pride and Greg.
Hold on, let me do this one comment real quick.
Go ahead.
Gritty, and we're gonna answer this afterwards. Do you think Rams wasted their money on Vaughn and OBJ? My answer might surprise you, but hold on to that thought. Dante, what's the question you had?
Okay, so we know Aaron Rodgers got a contract if he wants to walk. If he decides to go, which is he could very much decide to go.
Yes.
How much that will affect Devontae Adams? Do you think Devontae, with him not getting a contract extension, do you think he will take a franchise tag for an organization, or do y'all see him going with Aaron Rodgers, leaving this team if Aaron Rodgers decides to go? Because he got the contract. The way he got the contract, he can leave if he wants to. Devontae Adams does not have an extension. So how do y'all feel like if Aaron Rodgers leave, how much that would impact Devontae Adams?
Everything, immensely. And if we're gonna be honest, Devontae Adams himself, Loki told us, because when Aaron Rodgers didn't sign anything, Devontae Adams that same day stopped all talks and negotiations with the Packers. Immediately, he stopped everything. He did. He's like, I'm chilling.
Yep.
So when it comes to that, I mean, I think at this point, and honestly, I don't know. And this is actually a good point, which I was gonna that was the question I was actually supposed to you guys. Is this gonna be kind of like a situation where Tom Brady and Gronk, where like Tom went and then Gronk retired, and then he was like, I'll come out of retirement if I can go play with Tom.
Yep.
Is this gonna be a situation like that?
Because it could be.
Yeah,
I can see it, and I can see him attracting players to go play with Aaron Rodgers, just like Tom Brady. Look how he got. Look how Gronk with him. Look how he got Antonio Brown over there. Yep. Look how he got Antonio Brown. He said, he told Bruce Arians, I want Antonio Brown. And they got him over there. Eventually they won a Super Bowl. And he looked like Antonio Brown of old with Tampa Bay. He looked like the Steelers Antonio Brown.
And ready to hear the funny part? He looking like the Steelers Antonio Brown, and he's wide receiver number 3.
Yep.
Say that one more time.
Yep.
He's looking like the good old AB. And he's still behind. And at times, he wide receiver number 4, because when Gronk is there, sometimes Tom targets Gronk more. And he's still looking great, And it's going to be very interesting. But I will say this: I'm curious to see if that's the case. But 100%, I know for a fact if Aaron leaves, or not if, when Aaron leaves, Devontae Adams won't be there. If Aaron Rodgers stays one more year, because if I'm not mistaken, this year could be his final year. But he could also run it back next year if if Aaron Rodgers wants to. And if that were to happen, I can see Devontae Adams doing a 1-year deal.
Okay.
Right.
And he does a 1-year deal to stay with Aaron Rodgers, and then after that, I'll see you if I see you, Aaron, or whatever the case may be. They go from there. It'll be interesting. But here's a question that somebody posed: do you think the Rams wasted their money on Von Miller and OBJ? Greg, I'm gonna start with you.
No, it is still too early to tell. It's still too early. They only played one game. Let's see how they do. They got the Packers coming up next week. Let's see how both of them do. But it's still too early to say if it's wasted money or not. It's just one game. It's one game, guys.
Yep. I mean, I agree with Greg. I mean, it's only a 1-year deal any damn way. So you got them just probably half a season any damn way. So it doesn't matter if they don't perform. You just let them walk. If they perform, you consider it if you want to resign them back. So anyway, they're not wasting money. I mean, it's only a 1 year, half a season anyway. So if they're not performing, you can let them walk in free agency.
Right, yeah, and that's really, and on top of that, they're not paying him. They're not paying both guys on a massive amount of money. Well, I think Vaughn is still on his old deal, but OBJ, it's not too much, so it's fine. One more question: do you think the new Raiders coach, the assistant coach who's taking over John Gruden, who I will say that, matter of fact, I'm gonna hold my comments when it's my turn, but do you think he will help them make the playoffs? Greg, I'm gonna start with you. Yes or no?
Nope. No, they're not making it. They're not making it because you know what? Because I want people to understand. Derek Carr is cool, but he's not. Derek Carr is not that guy. And it shocks a lot of people. What you mean, Derek Carr is not that guy?
We gotta get spotlight. We gotta get spotlight.
Yeah, he's not that guy.
Really?
He's not.
I will say this. I used to think like you. I really did. Like, I believe the two quarterbacks I disrespected the most, the absolute most, Matthew Stafford and Derek Carr. Those are the two guys I've disrespected the most.
Mm-hmm.
When someone told me, I had a conversation with someone and they were like, "Look, bro, I understand you tend to blame the quarterback, but just give him an opportunity. Just sit down. The next time you watch a Raiders game, do not see Derek Carr. Do not look at the jersey. None of that. Just look at him. Pretend you've never saw him before." I did that, and God damn it, it's not Derek Carr's fault. It's not his fault.
It's not all his fault. No,
he has the potential to be that guy, but then it's always something. And by the way, before I say, because they basically mentioned the new coach, I am in the camp that believes this. John Gruden is an idiot, and if we're gonna be 100% honest, let's call it what it is. He's not as good as a coach as everyone wants him to be. He is the Baker Mayfield of coaches. He's a solid coach who occasionally stumbles into a ring in Tampa. But then if you look at everything else, he's average at best. And it's his mouth that made him who he is today, with all the chirping and all the talking and all that stuff. So for all the people who are saying, "Oh my God, free John Gruden." Nah, bro, free some of your brain cells so that way you can use them, because you're an idiot if you think that John Gruden is that nice. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Nah, you good. I want to say, I'll say again, I'm going to say no, because this defense is not really good. I thought this defense was improved. Coach Spotlight, I mean, when them Raiders lose, man, that guy that guy just you gonna hear when they lose. You're gonna hear when they lose. But again, yeah. Hey, I don't think they'll make the playoffs. Just because this defense is not that good. Henry Ruggs is truly missed. You can see that. Truly, Henry Ruggs is missed. Yeah. I definitely think he's missed. That deep threat. Teams are starting to double Waller. Take out Waller. They're starting to take out Waller out of the game. I mean, Tyrann Mathieu. I mean, they didn't double him, but Tyrann Mathieu took him out his own self. He took him out his own self. So
which is something Tyrann Mathieu has been very.
He's been awesome. He's been great at it.
Yeah, he's a safety.
Yep.
But you could fuck around, line him up at the corner. Like he understands how to guard guys, and he understands how to stop you and whatnot. So
yep.
You know what I mean? Like, even though he's a safety, and when it comes to that, it's I feel like bro, when it comes to like not only shadowing but actually covering, I feel like he's a legit dude. I'm telling you,
Man,
right
that dude took Waller up out of the game.
now.
So like I said, I respect safeties like that can come up on a line of scrimmage and
Yup.
hit and also be a part of the run game. But to take out a top 3 tight end in the game, that's asking for a lot. So I don't think the Raiders will make it just because of this defense is so bad, man.
It is bad, but I'm gonna tell you right now, if the 49ers have a chance, if they're their playoff hopes are on life support right now, or not, I wouldn't say life support. They have an opportunity. I'm gonna give a chance to the Raiders.
Yeah, I'm giving them a chance. I mean,
You know what I mean?
they 5-4. Why
Right.
not? They're still in the thick of things.
Right, and the thing when it comes to me, so I just want to read through their schedule real quick. So,
Okay.
Sunday they play the Bengals.
I think they can get that win. I think they can
Right.
actually beat the Bengals.
Then they got Dallas. I think they have
Lost.
a chance.
I think they have a chance, but I think they're gonna lose.
Okay.
They got a chance though.
So right now they're 1-1 so far.
Okay.
Washington football team.
I think that's a win. I give it to them.
Okay.
Yeah.
So now they're 2-1 against the Chiefs. The rematch.
Loss.
You call that a loss? Okay, so 2-2.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
Browns. That's a
Win.
Right? So they're 3. Broncos.
Win. Yeah.
That's 4. Colts.
Win.
That's a win. So that's 5.
Yeah.
And then Chargers.
That's a win. They'll beat Chargers at home. So they go 6-2. I think they can beat some. I think they got that's a good schedule in their favor.
So
in their favor.
6-2. And now if you add, so that'd be 6-2, right? Because you said the only teams that they're losing to would be Dallas and the Chiefs.
And the Chiefs, yeah.
So that's 6-2.
Yeah.
So add 2 losses to their 4. That's 8. And then add 6 wins to their 5. 11-6.
That's not bad.
Which I think could potentially get them.
Yep.
Into it, you know what I mean?
Yep.
What's up, Andre? How you feeling, my guy?
What up, Andre? What up, my boy?
And, Deshaun Jackson is barely doing anything in Las Vegas. I give him a little bit more time because it's just him and Derek Carr do have to develop a little something.
Yeah,
something.
that's just his first game. That's just his only game. His only game. He never played in, but that's his only game.
Yeah, I'm gonna give him like another game or two. My team, I'm assuming you're a Niners fan, can beat the Jags this week and Vikings next week. Jags definitely, Vikings maybe, depends what Vikings team you get because you know what I mean.
The Vikings are one of those tricky teams, man, that you don't know what to expect. You can pick them to lose against a team, a very good Super Bowl caliber team, but then they'll shock you out of nowhere.
Jackson was asked before he got there in the least. Look, I'm gonna say this: do I think he's asked? No. However, he is not Philly DJ. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
Like a lot of people, when they got him, was like, "Oh, yep, it is what it is." You know, they got that deep threat, and it's like, I get it, but this is an older DJ. He still got wheels. He still does, but I feel like we should be a little, careful. You know what I mean? Because a lot of people, they tend to just, when they hear a name, they tend to think, oh yeah, what, like, how they played before, and how they're gonna that's how they're gonna be. You know what I mean? Do you think the Packers win the NFC? No. I think
no. I don't think they win the whole thing. I don't think they win the championship. I think they win their division though. They're gonna easily win their division. But I don't think the Packers will win a Super Bowl this year. I don't think. I think somebody like Tampa Bay or the Rams potentially, the Cowboys probably can get them this time. But I don't see the Packers winning the Super Bowl this year. I believe that they got the potential to go to the NFC Championship game, but as far as Super Bowl, I don't believe they'll probably make it there.
Yeah, I don't. I mean, again, I mean, the Cardinals, fully healthy.
Cardinals still can be good.
The
can be
Rams,
good.
I understand they just lost, but you know what I mean? Like, we you know what I mean? We also need to be consistent because when Green Bay Packers lost week 1, we were slaughtering them.
Mm-hmm. We were saying killing them for losing that game.
Exactly, and then what happened? So I want to see how the Rams bounce back. On top of that, other teams that I'm also looking at in terms of the NFC. I mean, look, Tampa's still there. You know what I mean? Do you think the Titans gave the team a blueprint on how to beat the Rams? I'm not gonna go that far.
Yep.
A lot of new pieces. Well, not a lot of new pieces, but one new piece in OBJ. He really didn't practice.
Yep.
If this had happened with OBJ being on the team for 2-3 weeks, I would say yes. But I think a lot of teams are going to start doubling Cooper Kupp.
Yep.
Oh, excuse me. But I think a lot of teams are going to double Cooper Kupp, and then they're going to test their luck against OBJ.
Yep.
What they're going to start doing.
Anytime, well, like I said, I can't say they don't got a blueprint, but you got to expect teams going to look at film. The next team that play them going to look at film. But again, what's going to happen on this defensive side? They're going to look at how to attack that number 2 guy. To stay the hell away from Ramsey. They're going to try to stay away from Ramsey and attack that number 2 guy and attack up the middle of this goddamn defense. That's how they're going to attack. Because, like I say, Ramsey shuts down one side of the field, and Ramsey can't guard everybody. He can't guard every tight end or every cornerback. He can't guard everybody. So that's how teams are going to attack the Los Angeles Rams. But like I said, we expected this defense to be way better than it has performed. Von Miller only played 1 game on that defensive line with Aaron Donald. So even though have been playing poorly lately, you still can't overlook the Rams. We think they're still going to be fine. But if they do lose next week against Green Bay, you can now start asking questions if they lose next week against this coming week against Green Bay.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting. We got a few more minutes here. I want to. This is a conversation that's near and dear to my heart.
Yeah,
it's a conversation that it's comical. I want to talk about some college football with my guy.
Let's go ahead. Come on.
I want to talk to my guy.
Let's go.
Because I'll be honest with y'all. So give you guys a little peek behind the facade that is Pride, right? I don't want you. Right now, it's not Pride. It's Riley. It's the man behind Pride, right?
Yep.
I'm not a smart guy. I'm not. I graduated high school solely because of attendance.
Yep.
I showed up. The teachers did not like me, and they passed me, so they didn't have to see me again.
Yeah.
To stay out of trouble, I played sports.
Yep.
I've wrestled, football, baseball, soccer, basketball. Just so I was just trying to stay out of shenanigans. I played pee-wee. I've played street. I've played high school. I played organized. And the common denominator between all of that was winning.
Yep.
Wins matter. So here's the $1 million question I pose to you, Coach, because, again, look, I'm not a smart guy. I'm not. You see, a few weeks ago, we bought our daughter one of those little toys where you put the shapes in the holes or whatever.
Yeah.
She showed me how to do it, right? She saw my dumb ass try to put the triangle in the circle, and she was like, Daddy, no. And she's 2 years old, and she was showing me how to do it. So, again, maybe I'm not smart. Let me ask you a question.
Okay.
Should wins matter in college football?
I mean, any sports you play, wins matter. I mean, if you don't win, how you get to the college football playoff? If you don't win anything, how do you get that? Wins matter in any sports. How can you make it to the World Series without wins? How can you make it to the NBA Finals without wins? How can you make it to the NBA playoffs without winning games? I mean, the teams don't make their schedules. The teams don't make the schedule. The committee or whatever, the AD of the colleges make the schedule. So teams can only play who they can play. I mean, again, some of these teams that are not ranked, that don't mean they're bad. That don't mean they're bad squads. I mean, again, Cincinnati played a pretty good schedule. They played a pretty good schedule. USTA, they played a good schedule. They played Power 5 schools. They beat Power 5 schools. They had to come behind. They had to come from behind in one of those games. Again, wins matter in any sport that you play, no matter what it is. I mean, everybody says it's not. I mean, he says it's not fair to not to play anybody. I mean, hey, your AD put whoever you got on the schedule Whoever's in front of you, just like in boxing, whoever's in front of you, that's who you focus on. That's who you plan on being. No matter if it's someone or not, you're trying to get closer to that ultimate goal, and that's to become a champion. So you're not wins matters in any type of sport, because if you're not winning, how can you go to the playoffs? How can you get to the Super Bowl? How can you get to the college football playoff? How can you get to the national championship? How can you get to the World Series if wins don't matter in nowhere? Wins does matter in college.
Well put. Well said. You are a very intelligent man, and I will try to crack my brain so that your words can fertilize my brain so I can understand. Because I'm looking at the ranking, right? And somebody yesterday, right?
We do know who it is.
Yeah, they were watching our show, right?
Yep.
Meanwhile, while we're saying everything, they're shucking and jiving and agreeing with us.
Yep.
This same individual tried to make an excuse on why Michigan was over Michigan State, but they're both 9-1. Michigan State beat Michigan.
Yep.
Then when pressed, flipped it and said, no, that's what the committee said. UTSA at 22, being 10-0.
Yep.
Is the most disrespectful thing I've seen in a while. Thank you, Nate.
Yep.
UTSA should be 3. This is how I feel about college rankings. This is how I feel. And I'll be honest, I've talked to a lot of people who understand college football.
Yep.
And this is a consensus thing. Like, what I'm saying is a lot of people agree with. There should only be 3 criteria to ranking.
Yep.
First and foremost, your record.
Yep.
Ain't no way a 7-3 team, any way, shape, or form, should be over someone who's undefeated.
Yep.
There's just no debate. No debate. No debate. No disrespect to Wisconsin, they should not be over UTSA.
Yep. But like I said, again, you're saying just because they're 7-3, they can be better than UTSA. That doesn't mean they're better. Now
Right.
you're just one of those top schools, those top Power 5 schools that competes in the good conference. That's all. I mean, we've seen some of those small schools beat some of those top schools. I mean, we've seen some of that. That don't mean they can't handle them.
Right. So one, the win, right? The win, like your record should be what determines it, right? 2, your metrics. And what I mean by your metrics, where's your offense rank? Where's your defense rank?
Yep.
How do you guys fare passing the ball? How do you guys run the ball? How does your defense play? How does your your team, how are they successful against the run, against the pass? Those things need to be into consideration. Then you can say strength of schedule and how you win your games.
Yep.
I've never in my life. This is college football is so weird. Where winning doesn't matter. It's this bizarre thing. Like, we're punishing a guy for we're punishing a team for going undefeated, and then we want to applaud 7-3 teams.
Yep.
Maybe
I mean, they lost. Wisconsin, they lost 3 games, and they're number 15.
And they lost against ESU.
Yep.
ESU. And get ready for they lost against Notre Dame.
Yep.
And Michigan. Right.
Yep.
Now here's my thing: if we're gonna go based on strength of schedule, this is where the conversation falls for them, right? If we're doing it based on strength of schedule, those 3 losses are against ranked teams.
Yep. I mean,
you know who else they beat? You know who else they beat? I'm talking about Wisconsin. Do you know who else they beat? Guess. You'll never guess.
I never guess.
Ready? They beat Illinois 24-0. Impressive win, correct?
Yep.
Gotta be an impressive win.
I mean, UTSA beat Illinois. They beat Illinois. They beat the same team that they beat. I bet
Like,
UTSA played them earlier, did they?
yes!
Earlier than Wisconsin. I already know.
Like,
They played them earlier. It softened them up. Yeah. They beat them first.
That's what I'm saying. Like when people say, "Oh yeah, strength of schedule,"
Because Illinois is in their conference.
talk to them.
Illinois is in Wisconsin conference. Yeah, they in a
Break
big
down
deal.
for them. They don't understand. Some people don't understand. Look, man. At the end of the day, win losses count. And by the way, rank 7 to 10, they all have the same record, 9-1.
Mm-hmm.
9-1.
I mean, somebody is going to fall out between Michigan and Ohio State because they play each other this week. Michigan, Ohio State play each other
this week. It's next
Michigan
week.
State is next week. Is it next week?
Wait, hold on. Because I think.
Yeah, it's this week. Is it week 12, right?
No, they play them on the 27th. Wait, hold on. Are you talking about Michigan or Michigan State?
Michigan State.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah.
They play Ohio State this week.
Michigan State. They play Ohio this week.
Yeah.
Then next week, Ohio plays Michigan.
Yeah. That's the last game of the season. Yeah, that's pretty much the last game of the season. So these two is some big weeks for Michigan State and Ohio State and Michigan. But these three, this is some a big week for them. That's gonna determine if Cincinnati wins out. That's gonna determine Cincinnati's fate as well, man. Because Cincinnati is playing a good SMU team who's 8-2. So again, they can't overlook SMU. But I'm very interested to see who's gonna win this Ohio State game and in Michigan State because
SMU. But coach,
SMU,
they're not ranked.
They're not ranked, and they're a pretty good football team.
But coach,
that's a pretty good football team.
But coach, how is it possible that a team can be good and not ranked? Can you please explain that so someone like me could possibly understand?
I mean, again, like I say, some of these teams that's not ranked are good football teams, and SMU is a really good football team. I mean, they start off the year strong.
Wait a minute. So you mean to tell me, even if you're not ranked, you can still be good?
Yep.
No.
You can still. If you're not ranked, you can still be good. You can still be a great team, football team. Hey, look at his schedule. Hold on. This is Cincinnati's schedule though, but I'm gonna go to SMU schedule. They play up pretty good. Guess what? Oh, you wanna know who they beat? Hey, you wanna know who they beat? Pride?
Who?
They beat TCU. Ain't they in the Big 12, right? TCU is in the Big 12, right? That's a Power 5 school, right?
No.
They beat TCU 42-34. They outplayed TCU at TCU. They outplayed TCU. You know who else they beat? That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Really, that's pretty good. But they're not ranked. But they're good. Guess who they beat, Pride? You gonna love this. Guess who they beat? The Navy. The Navy is pretty good. They're a pretty good football team. Actually, they beat Oklahoma. Now, I mean, not Oklahoma. They beat Tulane, who gave Oklahoma problems. They beat Tulane. Who gave Oklahoma problems.
There was points in that game where people thought Oklahoma was going to lose.
Yes. And then the next week, they lost to a good football team in Houston. But Houston is Houston is a good football team. Not mad at that. They lost to Memphis. Not mad at that. Oh, guess what? You see, did what you call it beat them? Did what you call it beat Memphis? Did what you call it beat Memphis?
You're being too logical. Did we
talk? Did they beat Memphis? But SMU lost to them. SMU did lose to this team. USC, they blew out USC. Ain't that the team that beat Baylor years ago when USC got disrespected?
Stop.
They beat them 55-28. They beat them
too logical now.
Hey, I'm telling you. Then they play Cincinnati next week. Then they play Tulsa, who almost beat Cincinnati. Tulsa almost beat them. So again, I mean, come on, man. We gotta start with these. We gotta start with this, guys. Yeah. SMU is not ranked, but they're a good football team. They're a good football team.
And that's the problem. Look, if I ask somebody, what do you think makes a good college football team? If you tell me rankings, I'm just nodding my head and walking away from you.
Yep.
Because what that tells me is all you do is watch highlights and the occasional bowl game. Now, If you're a casual, that's okay. It is. For instance, when it comes to hockey, I dabble in it a little bit.
Yep.
I do. Listen, man, I watch it, and listen, sometimes when they be scrapping, I love how the refs kind of just be chilling, like, all right, let's get it.
Yep.
Boom, 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 boom. I'm just looking at the group chat, and it's just funny because somebody said their top 4, and they just parroted the rankings. Look, if you're a casual, that's fine.
Yeah.
Okay? That's fine. It's okay. Just don't portray yourself as you know what you're talking about. And it's okay. For instance, like I said, hockey, I'm not the best. Pretty solid.
Yep.
But at the end of the day, see, like, look, did you just see? You just saw the message? Did you see the message?
And what?
Strength of schedule. So in our group chat, I'm about to start trolling. Hold on. Where is it? Because nah. Pride gonna be on one right now, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, because I'm gonna tell you something right now. If you're sitting there and telling me that strength of schedule supersedes all, you're out of your mind. You're bugging. Here we go, red flag. Look, my thing when it comes down to the record should be number 1.
Yep.
Period. If you don't, like, if I tell you first that they're undefeated, you said, who do they play? That right there informs me you have no idea what you're talking about.
Yep.
Because again, UTSA. Matter of fact, Coach, let us take a gander through who they beat.
Okay, I'm gonna go to UTSA. I mean, just because TCU is 2-5, don't mean they're a bad team. They're in a tough conference. You in a tough conference. I mean, you just in a tough conference. That don't mean they're very bad. That don't mean they're very bad. So we're gonna go with the you said UTFA, right? UTFA. We're gonna do the UTSA. We're gonna go to that. We're gonna go through their schedule right now. And like I say again, we finna go through their schedule. Chat. Let's go through that. We finna go right through their schedule. Let me go ahead and find.
I have it right here.
Oh, go ahead.
Yeah. So week 1, Illinois.
That they in a tough conference. They in the Big Ten. They're in the Big Ten.
Okay. Then they beat Lamar 54-0, which
okay.
Lamar's not that great, but
yep.
Then they beat MTSU, Middle Tennessee.
Yep. Okay.
Which again, another good program.
Yep.
They beat Memphis.
Another good program. Who beat SMU?
Another good program.
Yep.
They beat Louisiana Tech, I believe it was. Yes, they beat Louisiana Tech. That's
SMU played them.
Solid. That's a solid thing, right?
Yep.
They beat Southern Miss.
Yep.
Which
Southern Miss.
No, I'm not gonna say that they're godly, but
yep.
When you tell me strength of schedule, you have no idea what you're talking about.
Yep.
Because everyone plays easy.
Everybody plays easy. Alabama should play Murray State, who's 1-9. I mean, Georgia play Charleston this weekend.
Look, and here's the funny part. For those of you, because I did read a comment where someone was like the college football rankings, they kind of confuse me because I just want to watch it, just relax, all that stuff, right? When there's the college football rankings, there's only 25. By the way, someone just said in the group chat, if UTSA played any top 25 team, they would get beat.
Not exactly. I think they can beat some top 25 teams.
And ready? And let's go. Rank that 25th, Mississippi State. That's a win.
I think they can beat them.
Houston, that's a win.
They can beat them.
Utah, that's a win.
They can beat them.
Let's go above them. 21, Arkansas, that's a win. North Carolina State at 20, win. San Diego State, win. Pittsburgh, win. Iowa, win. Texas A&M, win. Wisconsin, win. BYU, win. Oklahoma, maybe. That one's a maybe. I could see Oklahoma winning that one. Ole Miss, maybe. Baylor, that's a win.
That's a win.
That's a win.
That's a win.
Oklahoma State, maybe.
Maybe.
Oh, ready?
Yep.
So I'm now going to debunk every point you just made, right? because Landon, what you just said was completely ridiculous. You said they did not play anybody ranked. Do you know how many college programs there are in the nation?
I mean, they can. You just because you're saying they haven't played anybody ranked, that doesn't mean they're a bad team.
Talk to them.
That doesn't mean they're a bad team.
They beat Illinois week 1, and that's a good football team.
They just play in a tough conference. That's all.
But you can't. Okay, and here's the thing: there's plenty of people in terms of programs being ran. There's excuse my French, a shit ton. Do you know how many are ranked? 25.
I mean, SMU is not ranked. They're 8-2. So you saying they're a bad team?
So you're telling me an 8-2? So you're telling me 8-2 SMU is not better than the 25th ranked Mississippi State at 64?
I mean, you telling me SMU is 8-2? You telling me that's a bad football team?
So okay, first and foremost, you know what? I want to play a game with you. I want you to tell me your criteria on when you rank them. Tell me your criteria, because I already said my criteria. Coach told me to say my criteria. I want you to put your criteria. I'm gonna put it up. Then I'm gonna put up my criteria. And if matter of fact, we got about 10 minutes, so I'll throw you in here. I'll throw you in here because I'm telling you right now, man. It's just for me. I don't understand why winning doesn't matter in college football. I've never understood.
How can you make it to a championship or to a conference championship if you don't win? How can you make that? How is it possible? Right. I mean,
that's my point. Like, we can't sit here and be like, oh yeah, and again, when it comes to strength of schedule, not everyone has a hard schedule.
Hey, guess what? TCU beat Baylor. They beat Baylor.
By the way, I just said to you, get in here, Brooklyn. We got about 10 minutes.
TCU beat Baylor. They beat Baylor. TCU only won twice. They beat Baylor. I ranked Baylor.
Right. And here's the thing. And again, like I said, when he gets in here, I'm a re-go through everything. I'm a re-go through it all about the teams I think that they would win. Because I'm telling you right here, right now, there is no way we're gonna sit here. The win is number one. If the win is not number one to you, college football is not your thing. That's not your thing, because why are we punishing someone who's 10-0? They're 10-0. They're handling their business. Why are we going to punish them for handling their business, and then a team with 3 losses is somehow above them? Okay.
Look, bro, I got about 5 minutes to my next class, okay?
And that's fine, because we only got about 10 minutes. I want you to tell me right now. I want you to tell me, what is your criteria for the top 25? What's your criteria? In the order that you look at them.
I'm not saying, do you think this team's top 4? Do you think UTSA is top 4?
I'll be honest with you. I believe they deserve to be top 4.
I said they're 14. They're around 14 or 15. That's what I say with TSU or UTSA. I say they're around that area.
And based on my criteria, they should be, because wins matter.
Listen. I agree with maybe 14, 15, maybe. But listen, you cannot say they're top 4 whenever you've got teams like Georgia. Georgia's number 1. We can't deny that. Bama's number 2. I don't know how you can deny that. I really don't. I don't.
No, Georgia's clearly number 1. That's clearly top team.
100%. But you cannot say a team like UTSA, who barely beat Memphis, has not played one ranked opponent, can be top 4.
And that right there, you just fell into the trap. How many teams are ranked? And in college football, how many teams are ranked?
25.
And how many programs are there?
But then we have teams.
So stop telling me that every single week they're going to be playing ranked.
TCU.
Listen, that doesn't matter.
TCU beat a ranked Baylor. They beat a ranked Baylor. They
played Baylor?
Yes, they beat Baylor.
When did they play Baylor?
They played Baylor last week. They beat Baylor. TCU beat Baylor. They're 2-5
last week.
Yes.
I mean they played them a couple of weeks ago.
It wasn't last week.
It was a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah. Because Baylor just beat Oklahoma State. The week before that, they lost to TCU.
So I just want to say one thing real quick.
Go ahead.
UTSA beat Illinois, and Illinois.
That's a Power 5 school.
Wait, hold on, Coach. There's a part 2.
Not one, but 2 teams when they were currently ranked.
But guess what? We're looking at their record and saying they're bad. They're bad just because in Illinois beat 2 ranked teams, beat 2 ranked teams, and UTSA and that team just beat Illinois. That team beat Illinois. But we looking at record at a 4-6 and saying they're bad.
Oklahoma. Baylor played
Who?
Oklahoma.
What'd you say?
Baylor played Oklahoma, right?
Last week, yes. Last week they played them, and then the Baylor won. The week before that,
they lost to TCU.
They lost to TCU. The week
I thought
before
we were talking about UTSA.
No, I'm just saying
we're just putting it in context
because
you're saying, oh, they haven't beat anyone in the top 25, and we're telling you there are good teams out there that are not ranked, and just because they're not ranked doesn't mean. Case in point, Illinois. Illinois is a good football program. They're just not ranked, so you can't sit there and say that.
And they play in a tough conference.
Yeah, and on top of that, why are we slaughtering a team at UTSA for handling their business? If they're winning, that shouldn't matter.
I don't. What? So you're telling me UTSA can go out and play literally high school ranked colleges every week and be a top 4? That does not make any sense. It's just like March Madness. Okay, let's take March Madness. A 16 seed team might have under 10 losses. Okay, but they don't play anybody, so it doesn't matter.
So now winning doesn't matter. Now winning doesn't matter. See,
when you win against ranked opponents,
this is
so
the
much
reason
more
why nobody respects the college football rankings. This is why every year people criticize them. The teams do not make the schedule. They go out and play who they play. Again, just because they're not ranked does not mean they're trash, because Iowa is a good football program. Like Nate just said, they beat 2 ranked teams, and UTSA beat them.
I mean, I don't know. They're not ranked technically.
Illinois, not
Iowa.
You don't have to be ranked to be bad. You don't have to be ranked to be good.
Alabama lost to Texas A&M, and I was still pleading they should be top 4 because you're like, well, Texas A&M ain't ranked. Texas A&M ain't ranked. Well, they are now. So what are you saying? So if their ranking does not matter when they're not ranked, do you see what I'm saying? So they ain't ranked.
No, I don't know what you're saying at all.
Okay, they're not ranked now. So what does it matter they were ranked before? That's my point. I was trying to prove when Texas A&M beat Bama. They're a good football team. You're like, no, they ain't. They're not ranked. Da, 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 da. Okay, but they're ranked now. They're ranked. They're what, 14? They just.
I mean, just because that's why you just made the point. Just because a team not ranked, that don't mean they're a bad team.
I don't think UTSA is a bad team. I didn't say UTSA is a bad team.
But you're saying, basically you're saying they can't beat none of the top 4 teams that's up there.
No, they can't. I would love to see
UTSA
play Oregon right
now. You're smoking herbs, bro. Yo, UTSA.
I mean, we would know. That's something we got to find out, because I seen it happen. I seen Boise State beat Oklahoma. I seen UFC beat Baylor straight up.
Hold on. You said top 10. All right, bet. Wake Forest, UTSA handling. Oklahoma State, maybe. Detroit,
maybe, bro.
Michigan, maybe. Michigan State, maybe. They beat Oregon. Ohio State's a close one. Cincy, I think they lose to Cincy. Bama, they probably lose to Bama. And same thing with
Georgia. They definitely losing to Georgia. They're definitely losing against Georgia.
All right, so go through that top 10 with me. Ole Miss. Ole Miss beats UTSA by 10 plus. 20 plus.
You said wait, you said top 10?
He said Ole Miss.
Who's number 9?
Number 9 is Oklahoma State.
Oklahoma State? Oklahoma State wins by 17. Next.
You said what?
He said Oklahoma State wins by 17.
Bugging. I think it's closer than that. I think it's closer than that.
I don't think so. I want to see who their bowl game is. They're not going to get top 4. I don't care how much y'all complain about it. They're not going to get top 4. I want to see who they play in their bowl game. They're going to play somebody good.
They deserve
if they
to win that game. Their record.
I don't care about their. Oh my god.
See, so then winning doesn't. Okay, so hold on to that thought. Since winning doesn't matter, if they lose to a quality team, teams can still go up. So since Oklahoma lost to a ranked team, they should not have slid down.
That's not what I'm saying at all, bro. When they have
you just said you don't care about the wins. What do you mean that's not what you're saying?
Convincing wins. It cares about it matters who you play. That's why Oklahoma, they were playing unranked teams close. They weren't dominating them. That's why they dropped out of the top 4 in the first place.
Because bro, Georgia played Texas A&M close. They played LSU close, but I guess that doesn't matter, right? So since it was close, we need to knock them down, right?
Did you say Georgia and Tennessee was close? Did you watch that?
No, I'm talking about Alabama. Alabama, it was close with LSU, and the loss you have against Texas A&M, that was close. By your logic, we don't care about the win. They should be down.
Bama has more blowout wins than they do close game wins. True or false?
Hey, so can we? I'm not saying we're gonna do this. I'm not saying we're doing it. So can we knock Alabama from playing a 1-9 team? Then can we kind of knock them a little bit? from playing a 1-9 team?
Because Alabama.
I mean, you want to say they're not playing anybody good? They're not playing anybody good. I mean, Murray State is not really good, not really that good. I mean, I'm just
LSU,
saying.
Tennessee, Ole Miss, A&M. Who else? They play Arkansas this week.
Wait. You just said LSU. LSU's not ranked.
LSU's not ranked, but they're a good football team.
Hey, we trying to tell you. We trying to tell you.
I mean, I've said over and over again that you don't have to be ranked to be a good football team. But UTSA,
you just said that they haven't played nobody ranked. You just said they have not played anybody ranked. That doesn't mean they weren't good.
And you said it in the group chat too. You said it 2 times.
There's a difference between Rice and LSU. Like
it doesn't matter, but you said Illinois not a good football team. Illinois not a good football team because they 4-6 and they beat 2 ranked teams.
I think LSU beats Illinois.
You said I know we think LSU beat. I think LSU beat Illinois too, but you're going by because they're 4-6. They're not a good football team though. They're not a good football team because they beat two ranked teams. They beat 2 ranked teams though.
They went against.
And UTSA beat them. They beat them. They beat Illinois, who beat 2 ranked teams.
Bro, oh my gosh, are we still talking about UTSA here?
Yes, I mean you acting like it's impossible for them to beat any team. For them to beat any team, it's impossible. When we already seen lower class teams that bust their ass like Boise State beat Oklahoma.
Right now, UTSA goes into the college football playoff, and do you think they even win a game played close?
No, I'm not saying that, but I'm saying that it's a possibility they can do it. Anything can happen.
It's a possibility.
I'm not saying that. I'm not saying they can win it all.
Do not fall for the trap.
No, I'm not falling for the trap.
No,
not impossible.
These are what this is what they have done up until now. This isn't projections. This isn't what they can do in the college playoff. What they can do if they play a top 10 team. What they can do if they play Georgia. What they can do if they play Bama. What they can do if they play Oregon. That's not what this is. This isn't a projection. That's not what this is. This is up until now. How have they performed?
And beating unranked opponents week in and week out doesn't show anything.
So by your logic,
Alabama has beat ranked opponents. Oregon has beat ranked opponents. Ohio State has beat ranked opponents. Georgia has beat ranked opponents.
But Oregon has lost to an
They lost to Stanford.
Exactly.
They lost to Stanford on unranked opponents.
Into the 4. I don't think Oregon stays in 4.
I've never in my life have been a part of a conversation where you just constantly make excuses.
Not an excuse
when the team has a better record.
They don't. Oh my gosh! How are you not picking up what I'm laying
10-0, way better, no debate, than 9-1. They're undefeated. If you're gonna sit here and tell me, and you're just gonna cry about strength of schedule
matters, whether you like that or not.
No, that's not the end all and be all. If that's your logic, then guess what? Then a team that's 5-5 should be ranked if we're going based on strength of schedule. Let's call it what it is.
I'm just telling you how the committee works. Whether you like it or not. You can sit there and moan and complain about it all you want, but that's just how the committee works. Strength of schedule matters.
And it's people like you that are letting the committee because y'all agree with them and y'all just parroting what they're saying to try to make it seem like y'all right, when in all actuality, for the past 3-4 years, people have been saying that the rankings have been, excuse my French, fucked. For 2-3 years they've been saying that now?
Well, people are just mad. Number one, let me tell you what, people are mad that Alabama is always people don't like Alabama. People don't like Alabama, so that's always biased. Bama's always a top 3 team, whether you like it or not.
No, I'll say again. I'm just saying, like, it's always a shot a team can upset a team in a top 4. I've seen it myself.
It's possible for any team.
It's possible for any team. I'm not just gonna rule them. I'm saying they should be 14 and 15, somewhere up in that area. But just to say,
I don't disagree with you. I don't disagree.
Yeah, I'm just saying it's always a chance that they can do it, that they can get up there and beat these type of teams. I'm not saying they're gonna do it, but I'm just saying.
You, Coach, I disagree with Pride more than anything. That strength of schedule does matter. I think it matters.
But I'm just saying. Also, there are 4 and 6 teams. They're just not bad. They just playing tough conferences. Like TCU, they play in the Big 12. That's a tough conference. They play in Big 12. Illinois plays in the Big 10. That's tough. They play Ohio State. They beat 2 ranked teams. They
Big
beat
10,
2
Big
ranked
12, and
teams.
SEC, all those
I don't
teams are
matter.
good football
Yeah.
programs. Look who they play week in and week out, and look who they. The games are normally pretty close in those conferences too. You got to think about that.
Big 12 and Big 10 games are close.
One last thing that I have to say, and then I'll have to hop off because I have things I need to take care of. But Landon, this is addressed to you. If UTSA and Texas A&M were playing each other next week, I know that they're probably not. I don't think they.
You got to hurry, bro. I'm in class. Texas A&M wins. I'm going out on that. I'll see y'all.
Anyway, Texas
All right, boy.
Texas
Yeah, I mean, look, at the end of the day,
A&M has 3 losses, and UTSA has 0.
Like, let's call it what it is. And on top of that, the rankings aren't based on whether or not you think they can beat the people above them. That's not how the rankings are. It's not. Because guess what? If they play right now, who you think will win? The Packers or the Tennessee Titans? More than likely the Packers.
The Packers, I think Tennessee will have a shot to win right now.
But you
to have a shot, yeah.
But you see how you can say the Packers have a shot?
Yeah.
So why do we definitively put Tennessee up there?
Yep.
Same thing with the Rams. I believe the Rams will beat Packers. Why do we have the Packers up there?
Yep.
Why do we have it above them? Because it's based on performances.
Yep.
That's just how it goes. If you're
based on record, so because they're above them, they're 8-2. They're above them. They're 7-3.
If your thing is, if your first thing is based on record, I'll listen to you. If you want to use the strength of schedule as like an argument, like one of the lists, fine. If you're telling me that strength of schedule fully matters, you're an idiot. Period.
Yep.
Because at the end of the day, like you said, Coach, the schools don't make their own schedules.
Yep, no, they don't. They don't. Nobody, the schools, all the coaches don't make their own schedules. Who they want to, who they decide to play.
There have been teams, and Coach, you know this, that have made the college football playoffs, not playing a single ranked opponent.
Yep.
So this mythical notion that all of a sudden, no, you gotta play somebody ranked is absurd because there's only 25 ranked teams.
Yeah, I mean, like I say, every time I look at go back and look at those couple of games, like those teams, Boise State was in them. They don't play nobody. They never used to play nobody in their conference. It'll probably be 1 or 2 ranked teams in their conference. But then again, when they get to a bowl game against Oklahoma, they beat Oklahoma. That's a small school beating a Power 5 school, beating a Big 12 school. Then if you look at UCF, they beat Baylor. And they're a small school. They're not really a big school like that. So I look at that. That's a prime example. UTSA. They got an opportunity. They have a big chance. They have a chance if they get into a New Year's Six bowl and to prove whoever they play that they can beat them. It's always a shot that they can beat anybody up there.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, wins don't matter.
Yep.
Wins don't matter. Again, somehow college football is the only thing where the win is always downplayed by something else.
Yep.
It's bizarre. It's this real bizarre thing I will never fully understand. But that's enough time from us, Coach. Do you have any final comments, my guy?
Man, any final comments, man? Y'all shout out to this man Pride, man. Shout out to the morning show, man. It's a great opportunity. Always been up here. Y'all know I have my first episode of the Coach's Corner. Whoever want to come by, y'all welcome. It starts at 6 o'clock, 7 Eastern. So y'all want to come by? We talk hot takes, football and basketball. Y'all just come check us out. Shout out to my boy Pride and everybody, man. All the A-South Sports Network and this morning show. Can't wait for tomorrow, man.
Yes, sir. And thank you to everyone who came in. Nate, Landon, and Greg. Appreciate you guys. You know what I mean? Always, we go and we hope you enjoyed the show. Because at the end of the day, that's our goal is to make sure we give y'all something enjoyable. Because if we don't give you nothing enjoyable, you're not gonna come back. And we want you to come back. We want you to have a fun time. We want you to have just half the amount of fun we have doing this show for you. And if you can just have at least just half, we've done our show. You know what I mean? But thank you for everyone watching. Appreciate it. My final comment is something I will always say just because that guy, Coach Dante, is here. Shout out to them Portland Trailblazers.
Oh my
It's your boy Pride on behalf of Coach Dante. We'll be right back here tomorrow morning.
Yep.
See you tomorrow.
All sports, all plays. Yeah. All sports, all plays. All sports, all plays. 365, we making a plays. We talking the game, get you through the days. We're high in the court, the dime in the lane. Variety topics, never the same. All presentation, sports information. Hitting the airways, taking the nation. All sport, all plays, like working your faces. Grace at the field, so tie the laces. All sports, all plays.